Hey everyone, and welcome. You ever wonder how a simple thought in someone's head can grow into a huge nationwide plan that changes millions of lives? Well, today, we're going to break down that exact journey of innovation, from that first little spark of creativity all the way to a full-blown national strategy. So let's start with something really simple, cleaning your teeth. For ages, the go-to tool was just a basic neem stick. That was the original invention. But of course, the idea didn't just stop there. It was innovated on, which led to the manual toothbrush, and now we've got these smart battery-operated ones. This whole evolution from a stick to a smart device is exactly what we're talking about today.
So, what's really driving that evolution? Well, it all starts with understanding the basic building blocks. We toss around words like creativity, invention, and innovation all the time, kind of like they're the same thing. But they're not. They're actually three very distinct, very crucial stages in the life of any big idea.
Everything kicks off with creativity. This part is purely in your head. It's that aha moment. It's when you connect a couple of dots that no one else has, or you see a solution that's been hiding in plain sight. It's just that initial spark, that simple thought that says, hey, there's got to be a better way. Okay, so next, that creative spark has to become something real, and that's invention. This is the very first time an idea is physically brought to life. Think of the first wheel or the very first steam engine. It's that magic moment when a concept becomes a real thing, a device or a process that has never existed before. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important step, innovation. This is what takes a clever invention and turns it into something people can actually use. Innovation is the whole process of refining that invention, making it affordable, making it accessible, and actually getting it into the hands of customers. It's the bridge between a cool gadget and a genuinely valuable tool for society. This table really makes the difference crystal clear. You see how creativity is purely about thought? Invention, on the other hand, needs scientific skills to make that first discovery. But innovation? That's all about application. It needs business strategy and marketing skills to actually reach people. It just goes to show you, without that final step, even the most brilliant invention in the world could just end up collecting dust on a shelf. So now that we've got the basics down, let's dig into how innovation actually happens in the real world. It isn't just one thing. It actually comes in 4 pretty distinct flavors, and each one has its own unique power to change things up. First up is the one we bump into pretty much every single day. Incremental innovation. This is all about making good things just a little bit better through small, constant improvements. Your smartphone is the perfect example. Every new model that comes out each year isn't some huge revolution, right? It's a steady evolution of the same basic product. Okay, next we have the real game changer. Disruptive innovation. Now, this one is kind of sneaky. A new technology shows up, and at first, it might not even seem as good as what's already out there. But then it gets better, really fast, and eventually it just takes over the entire market. I mean, think about the first iPhone. Its touchscreen totally disrupted the whole industry and pretty much made physical keyboards disappear overnight. Our third type is all about using what you already do well, but in a new way. We call this architectural innovation. This is when a company takes its existing expertise and applies it to a totally new market. Amazon is a perfect example. They were masters of e-commerce and logistics. They took that existing skill, their architecture, and aimed it at a completely new field, grocery delivery. It wasn't a new technology, just a new application for what they were already great at. And finally, we have the rarest and definitely the most powerful of them all. Radical innovation. This is the big one. These innovations don't just improve an existing market. They create brand new industries out of thin air. The invention of the airplane is the classic example. It didn't just make travel better, it created the entire air travel industry, and that fundamentally changed the world. So, we've got the building blocks and the 4 engines of innovation. But how do you take these ideas and put them to work on a massive national scale? For that, we're going to look at a real-world case study, India's ambitious initiatives to build an entire ecosystem for innovation. 2 of the foundational programs here are Make in India and Made in India. Now, they sound similar, but the strategic difference between them is really key. Make in India is all about attracting foreign companies to come set up their manufacturing units in the country, bringing in that investment. Made in India, on the other hand, is about empowering domestic companies to use local resources and talent, building a self-reliant industrial base from the inside out. Now, On top of that manufacturing base, you absolutely need digital infrastructure. That's the whole goal of Digital India. It's not just about getting people online, it's about building the digital highways for a modern economy. We're talking about digitizing government services, pushing for cashless transactions, and making sure there's internet access all across the nation. But infrastructure isn't enough, right? You need skilled people. And this is where the scale is just incredible. 65%. That's a share of India's population that's under 35. The Skill India mission is focused on getting this massive group of young people equipped with modern job skills. It's a direct investment in the human capital that's going to fuel all this innovation. Okay, so you've got the industry, you've got the digital infrastructure, and you have the skilled people. What's the final piece of this puzzle? Well, you have to create an environment where new ideas can actually grow into real businesses. This is where the national strategy zooms in on fostering entrepreneurship. The Startup India initiative really supports this with three powerful pillars. First, simplification. It's all about cutting through the red tape to make it easier to launch a company. Second, funding. It provides the financial support and incentives that new ventures desperately need to get off the ground. And third, partnership. It's building a bridge between universities and industries, helping academic research become real-world innovation. And a huge part of that support system is the incubator. You can think of it like a greenhouse for startups. Programs like the ADL incubation centers provide everything a brand new company needs: office space, mentorship, access to funding, to survive those really tough early days and grow strong. And when you look at the timeline, you can really see the deliberate strategy play out. In 2014, it was all about the industrial base with Make in India. Then 2015 added the digital and human layers with Digital India and Skill India. Finally, in 2016, Startup India was launched to really capitalize on that new foundation. You can see how each step was designed to build on the last one. So, we've seen the whole journey, from a simple thought to the different types of innovation, all the way to a national strategy designed to spark millions of new ideas. By building this entire ecosystem, from manufacturing to startups, India has really set the stage for its next wave of progress. So the question now is, with all these pieces in place, what's going to be the country's next radical innovation that changes the world?